Good morning, Flosstube. How are you? My name is Darlene. I am Darlene Dion Designs here on Flosstube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and I have an Etsy shop where I sell patterns for my quilt designs and cross-stitch designs and a few finished items too. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. And if you're not new, if you've been here from the beginning or you've been here halfway, whatever, welcome. I'm so glad you're all here with me today. Today is Flosstube number 25 and it is August the 24th, Wednesday morning. I am coming to you from Nova Scotia, Southwest Nova Scotia. And for those of you that may not know, that's on the east coast of Canada. I've told most of this in my previous videos, but yeah, I live here with my husband. We have 2 grown children and 2 add-ons, in-laws, and yeah, we're a happy crowd. Anyway, mostly my videos are about cross-stitch. Like I said, I do have quilting related things too. I do save that until the end, and there's not as much quilting to share as there is cross-stitch. So today I have a new pattern to share with you, a giveaway from last video, a finish, some whips, a new start. Yeah, so a little bit of a life update to begin with. We've had typical summer weather here. It's been warm, very warm. We have, I think since I saw you last, we had another, a little bit of a heat wave again. Not sure about the timing of that, but anyway, it has been warm, which is around, typically for us, 23, 24, 25 degrees Celsius would be typical for this time of year for us. But we did have a few days, well, we had several days in July that we were well above that, and 30, 31, 32, 33. And then in the last couple of weeks, I think we've had maybe 2 or 3 days that we were above that, not as much. And we've had a fair amount of rain, a little bit of thunder and lightning. Yeah, it's been a good summer so far, as summer goes. You know, if you were with me last time, you know summer is not my favorite. Anyway, in my last video, I had told you that I was recovering from COVID. I am still recovering from COVID. It's still with me. I haven't tested to see if I'm testing negative, but I assume I am. It's been about a month, I would say, since I tested positive. And I'm still having some issues in my chest, my lungs, and I'm still very tired. That is improving slowly, but yeah, it is what it is. But I am definitely better than I was. Summer, typical summer things going on around here. We had we visited the Annapolis Valley exhibition last weekend, which is the Annapolis Valley Fair, for those of you who don't know. Here in Canada, fair is not a word that we associate with our summer festivals. Exhibition, I guess, because it's a place, it's intended to exhibit your livestock, your produce, your handiwork. That's where that comes from. So that we actually live in Digby County, and the Digby County exhibition is happening this week, starting today. And last week was the Annapolis County exhibition, which is the neighboring county. So we always go to that one. We've been going to that since I was a little kid. One of my very earliest memories was being there at the exhibition, and there were a lot of vendors there then. It seems that way to me. I mean, I was a very little kid, but I remember this gentleman giving us, myself and my sister, each a little box of skidoo shaped chocolates. And that is one of my very earliest childhood memories. I didn't see any skidoo shaped chocolates this time. Anyway, but yeah, we've been going for years and I love everything about it. I love the sights, the smells, I love the people, I love seeing the sounds, the horses, the bells, the everything. I just love it. And like I said, the sights, you never know what you're going to see there. So it's never boring, that's for sure. This is the first one there's been for 2 years because of COVID. So in 2019, we went to it, and they had, for the first time that I remember, or that we remember seeing this there, they had the modified tractor pulls with a mechanical drag. And that's very interesting. My husband really loves that. So when we got there on Saturday, that was the first thing he wanted to do. So we went down. Well, actually, we were there on Friday night and watched some of it then. And then when we went on Saturday, it's in a field. Like, I mean, that part is in a field. And so it was pretty hot. I couldn't stay in the sun. It just was too much. So he stayed and watched that. I went over to the other ring and watched the horses and oxen. And of course, went to the craft barn and seen the beautiful quilts. I posted a video, but it actually may have been a story on I can't remember. I posted pictures, I think, of the rugs in my Instagram posts, but I think the video I posted as a story. I'll have to check that, and if I still have the video on my phone, I'll put that in my posts. Anyway, I have never submitted anything to the Annapolis County. I only ever submit to the Digby County one, and I did that yesterday. I took a quilt, a wall hanging, one of my project bags, and several of my cross stitches to submit for entry into the handwork section. So the exhibition starts today for the public, so I've got a pretty busy day ahead, so I'm not sure that I would get there today to see if I got any ribbons. I may not even get there tomorrow, so we'll see. But we will definitely get there sometime on the weekend, and I'll let you know in my next video how I fared. Anyway, that's about it for life updates. Nova Scotia has had its first case of the monkeypox, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't go crazy, but one never knows. Yeah, so let's get started with the stitching. We're already we're over 8 minutes in, and no stitching yet. So I'm going to start off with showing you my latest pattern. Actually, I'll show you 2 previous patterns from the same series. So I decided to do a series of seasonal patterns because, you know, I love all 4 seasons. Winter and fall are definitely my favorites, but I love them all, and I love when we have a transition from one season to the next. Love that. Right now, I'm so looking forward to fall. I can't wait for sweaters and long pants. I can't wait to hear the fire crackling in our house. Those are just, I love the shorter days. I know I'm nuts. People think I'm nuts. But yeah, I love that time of year. So anyway, like I said, I love all 4 seasons, the change, the transition. So I named these Shore Signs of Spring, Shore Signs of Summer, Shore Signs of Autumn, and I will be doing Shore Signs of Winter. So this was the first one, Shore Signs of Spring. And these are all available as PDFs in my Etsy shop. I have not branched out into hard copy patterns yet. I may someday, but I haven't made that decision. So these are just a few things that definitely remind me of spring. The robin, the tulips, bunnies, definitely spring, speaks spring. And then for summer, we had flowers, a bee and bee skep, and of course our Canadian flag. And also in the pattern, there is a US version included. Yasmin's Made with Love. Her, if you follow her on Instagram, you would see that she has done 3 other countries. They're beautiful. So she's from Poland. So of course she did a Polish flag. I think she did a Moroccan flag and the British flag because she lives in London. So that was the summer one. And then today we have the autumn one. So pumpkins, sunflowers, and a black crow. Definitely fallish. Of course, I see the crows here year round, but ravens, actually here, ravens, but mostly. But anyway, I included a blue pumpkin because they just appeal to me so much. The different colored pumpkins, yeah, the softer pinks and the whites and the blues, they're pretty cool. Anyway, pretty easy to switch up the color of the pumpkins if you're not into the newer colors. So yeah, really pleased with how it turned out, and just chose 2 fabrics that complement it. This one is on sticky board, this one is on sticky board, and this one is on foam board. And I have not found a piece that I want to mount these to yet. I would be doing them with magnets so that I could switch them out seasonally, but yeah, I really am pleased with how it turned out. So like I said, that's available in my Etsy shop now. I will be doing a giveaway for one of these PDFs today, and then I have 3 hard copies of other patterns that I will be doing for giveaways as well. So that's my new pattern, and like I said, we'll do giveaways a little bit later. I had a finish that I'm so happy with. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this already. This is Though He Seemeth Sleeping by Lucy Beam. I just love it so much. This is on 25 count Vintage Country Mocha Lugana. Picture This Plus, I think. No. Yeah, I think it is Picture This Plus. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. I did use my own color conversion. Oh, I'm so sorry. Rattling the table here. I don't think I listed the colors that I used in my Instagram post. So if you're interested in my colors, just shoot me a message and I will, or comment on it on Instagram. Now I may have put the colors in the comments because I've had several people ask me there and on Facebook what I used. So I used mostly DMCs, only one fancy floss, and that was Classic Colorworks Manor Red. Everything else is a DMC. And I went with the more fallish colors. I seen one on Instagram, and of course, I'm not going to be able to remember the lady's name that originally posted it. Stitch and Sew, maybe, or so. I know Sew is in her name. I'll put it down below. I'll put her name in my comments, in my description, so that you can look at hers also. It's beautiful. So that's where I got the inspiration to do the fall colors. I just loved her version of it. So I will definitely put her name. Actually, I'll put the colors in the description and I'll put her name there also. So that was just so much fun to stitch. that was my Christmas Day start this year, and I had decided in the fall that I wanted to try stitching in hand more. I had been a hoop stitcher, and I had tried a little bit of stitching in hand, and I really, I like the sewing method. I really love that. And I watched a sit and stitch video that Cynthia Brew did, and she was stitching on that. I think it was on that one. And so I decided to spend a little bit more time trying to master stitching in hand, because I really like that there are no hoop marks on the piece when you're done. So I started that on Christmas Day, and I decided that that would be the one that I would stitch totally in hand, and I love it. I haven't used a hoop since. Not that there's anything wrong with stitching with a hoop or a frame or a Q-snap, whatever. I just don't like the marks that it makes on my piece, especially a piece that big. When you're working on a small and the whole thing is within the size of the hoop, that's not a biggie. But it's just sometimes really hard to get the hoop marks off of the fabric. Depending on what fabric you use makes a difference too. Anyway, like I said, I am totally stitching in hand now, and I love it. Not to say that I'm not gonna stitch in a hoop at some point, but right now that was the one that I started and really mastered it. I shouldn't say mastered, because I love the sewing method, but I haven't mastered being able to do the sewing method in every direction. So sometimes I am front and back with my needle, but I prefer the sewing method if I can manage it. I had a new start. Melissa from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting started a stitch along, and from the looks of the posts I've seen on Instagram, there are a lot of people joining. That's so good. I'm so happy. And Melissa's such a generous cross stitcher. She allows us to have access to all of her patterns for free on her blog. I'll put the link for her blog below. So she started a fall and autumn stitch along, and I kept up the first couple of days, but I decided to join a little late. I should have had the whole border stitched, and had I decided I was going to join sooner, I would have. But anyway, so you see, I am definitely behind. And I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me at all, not a bit. I will catch up, and I will finish it. So there's a scarecrow, there's a squirrel, there's a pie, pumpkins, a rake and leaves, acorns, lots of fallish things. And then she has an extra one too, the pear. I really love the pear, and I think I will put the pear in. My sister is stitching it also. I think she has all of the squares done, and I think she has left the border, the heading left to do. So I'm stitching it on, I think it's 28 count gingerbread Lugana. And the color is, that's close. No, it's a little pinker than what it looks there, but anyway, that's close. I'm really happy with it. And then that was a new start. I have worked on 2 whips, I think. Just seems like there should be more. I am working on a secret stitch too, so that would be maybe why I feel like there's more. That's a gift. This one I haven't had out in a while. I surrender all. You can see through this a little bit here. What have I got? Okay, so this is My Big Toe Designs, I think I've got that right. and she has many designs available in her shop of hymns, and I love the old hymns. I Surrender All, this one is. So I think I was in here somewhere when I left off, so I finished this line and I've done all of this since. So they're in this week, actually. It stitches really fast, of course, words do. Can't see it good. Anyway, so this is on 28 count. I think it's just cream Lugana. It's not marked, but I'm pretty sure it's just like a cream or ivory Lugana. And I'm using, I think it's 930, DMC 930 and 932 for the blues, I think. And my green is a, it's an overdyed, but I can't remember which company it is. It's not one that you hear mentioned a whole lot, I don't think. I'll try to put that in the notes. I'm not positive, but I'll look and see if I can find that and put it in the notes. So there's just like another line of lettering with the light blue, and then the border design is done again at the bottom, so it wouldn't take a whole lot, and that one would be a finish. So another one to put on my sampler wall that I hope to start someday. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be 5. I think 5 maybe samplers that I am close, well, 4 that I could frame, and then this one. The big one that I finished today, this is kind of an odd shape, an odd size. It like a standard frame won't fit it. So I don't know. I may see if I can get my husband to help me cut down a frame. I don't want to do a special order. I don't want to spend money on expensive frames when I could spend money on fabric and thread patterns. So yeah, I'll probably get my husband to help me cut down a frame. I'll see what I can find and go from there. And then last time I showed you this piece, and I have worked on this piece quite a bit this past couple of weeks, which kind of surprised me. This is Daybreak by Carolyn Manning, and it also has another name. Granny Ain't No Square, I think. I love that. And if you watched me last time, you know that I completely revamped the color. I re-engineered the colors. The picture that I have, or the picture that's included in her website, is a digital picture. Like, I mean, I don't think it's a picture of an actual, of the piece actually stitched. It's like a picture of her design before it was stitched. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but I would say it's a picture from the program that she designs in. So the colors are stunning, and I have a picture of it on my iPad, and I meant to bring it in today and didn't. And that's what drew me to this piece, was those colors. It's so soft and so, I don't know. But when you pull her colors that she's listed for that, it really doesn't, to me, it really doesn't look like this digital photo. So I went through and adapted, tried to pick colors that looked more like the photo, and I'm pretty pleased with how it's looking. Of course, this is just I think this is a half. Like, I think there's this much again at the bottom. There might even be more than a half. Like, I mean, this might be a third. I can't remember. Anyway, it's there. When you see the full picture rather than just this little section, you see the softness more. So I'm hoping as I keep stitching that it will take on that soft look. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. And last video, I mentioned that I found it a little monotonous, but this time I haven't at all. It's quite, it's very brainless stitching. All of the designs are, you know, this on point square, and almost all of them are 4 stitches. Some have 3, some have some open spaces, some have 2, but you know, for the most part, it's just straightforward 4 patch stitching, or 4, I'm thinking quilting, 4 squares in a section. So it's, like I said, it's really, you have to watch the pattern some, but you can do a pretty nice big area without having to pay too much attention. So I have enjoyed it for that reason, which I thought was going to be monotonous, but it isn't. That is stitched on 28 count antique white Monaco. Not my favorite anymore. I used to love Monaco, but not so much anymore. Yeah, the more I stitch on Lugana, the more I love it. I have ordered 2 new pieces of linen. I want to do some 36 count, and you can't get Lugana in 36 count. The highest it goes is 32 count, but I do love stitching with 1 thread. And so I have stitched with 1 thread on 32 count, but I find it a little bare. So I ordered some linen, 2 pieces of, just 2 small pieces of 36 count linen to give it a whirl, and we'll see how that goes. I couldn't do it. I wear the mag eyes when I'm stitching. No way I could do it without that. I couldn't even do 28 count without that. But yeah, where I do wear them, I figured I could maybe pull it off. So we'll see. So that's my whips. Let's do our giveaways. So last video, I released this piece, which was my 4 seasons piece. It also includes a US flag in the pattern. Winter, spring, summer, fall, the Lord above made them all. Now, I know not everyone is into the religious aspect of the seasonal changes or whatnot, so it would be pretty easy to put something else in there. I've seen, and I showed you last time that this is based off of a quilt pattern that I also designed, and a friend of mine made the quilt, and she put a totally different saying at the bottom. I'll have to try to find hers, and if I can, I'll put that in the notes below. Anyway, so I drew a name this morning from, well, I shouldn't say I drew a name. I went to the YouTube random comment picker, and I put in all of your names who used the word seasons. The word that had to be used was seasons, and the name that the random picker threw out at me was Cindy Nichols. Congratulations, Cindy, you're a lucky lady. I've had your name drawn before. So I am pretty sure I have your email address, but maybe you should contact me anyway. Just contact me with your email address, and I will get that PDF off to you as soon as I can. So thanks so much to everyone who commented. And the question I asked was, what is your favorite season? And it's always, you know, it's always interesting to see why people like the season they like, or dislike the season they like, or dislike the season they dislike. Anyway, yeah. So today I am going to do a giveaway for my new pattern, Shore Signs of Autumn. I forgot to say, this is stitched on 25 count mushroom Lugana. But again, it easily could be stitched on any count. There are no half stitches or anything like that. There is a little bit of back stitch and a French knot, and then of course I have this little bow that I've had on all of them. And the instructions are there on how to do that, and that's done with 6 strands of floss. So Anyway, so we're going to do the giveaway today for this one, and the word to use is, let's say autumn. Gonna make a note of that. So use the word autumn for this one. And then I have 3 charts. Oh, I'm so sorry. 3 charts that were given to me by Sharon. Thank you so much again, Sharon, for your generosity. And we're going to do 3 giveaways for these 3 charts today. This one is Unconditional Love by the Bay Needle Art, Sunflower. So use the word love. And a Lizzie Kate chart. This is a Flip It, January Flip It. Pretty sure that there was a charm. There's a little heart charm that is now, of course, not included in this because someone has previously stitched this. So the little charm is right there. So not a hard thing to replace. If you want to, you wouldn't even have to. So maybe see it there. Anyway, so the giveaway, the word for that one would be January. Use the word January. And the last one is this little one from Lindy Stitches, and it's called Before the Ball. A little mouse there, a sewing mouse with a spool of thread. Pretty cute. And so we can use the word ball for that one, B-A-L-L. So autumn, love, January, and ball. Those are the words to use for our giveaways this time. And Flosstubers. I wanted to mention a few that I've watched. I've watched quite a few this last couple of weeks. I wanted to mention Creative Lee again. I really enjoy her channel. She did a sit and stitch bonus video this week, and she did a I guess you can get a tag of questions that are stitching related, stitcher related. And so she did one of these list of questions. It's a get to know you better, get to know your stitcher better kind of thing. So that was pretty interesting. She was stitching on a Carolyn Manning piece, Sunset, I think. That's beautiful. So yeah, if you have watched Creatively, or if you have not, but you should, because she's got some beautiful pieces, and she's coming up very quickly on 1,000 followers. And head on over there and give her a like and a follow and watch her sit and stitch. Pretty nice. I like it. Might try that. Somi Sarah, excuse me. She did her last 2 videos have been question and answer videos. She had asked her viewers, you know, she had told them that she thought she would like to do a question and answer video. And so her viewers submitted a bunch of questions, and she broke it into 2 videos. One was more her stitchy life, and one was her personal life. And so yeah, that's I really like those types of videos. It helps you get to know the Flosstuber a little better. I'd very much like to do one myself, a question and answer video. So today, in order to get in on the draw for today, the 4 draws for today, I would like for you to ask me a question. Could be anything. Could be family related. It could be something to do with where I live here in Nova Scotia. It can be about my quilting. It can be about my stitching. It can be about other crafts or hobbies. It can be about, did I say family? Anything. Yeah, so I would very much like to do a question and answer video. So like I said, in order to get in on today's draws, ask a question that I can answer in my upcoming videos. I've watched Stitching on the Rock, Deanne from Newfoundland. She's Her videos are usually quite short, not terribly long, which is what I like. And yeah, you should check her out. She doesn't have a huge following, but you know, if you're from Canada, especially, run on over there and give her some love. Mama loves you, GB. Just what more can I say? She's one of my very favorites. Sunday morning when I get up, I love the quietness of the house early in the morning, and quite often she's the first thing I do on Sunday morning. Made by Michelle McGraw, another favorite, always makes me laugh. She's a boy mom, and she's always got some funny story to tell. She is a phenomenal stitcher. It just amazes me what she gets done. She has 3 sons, and one of them has a girlfriend that she stitches ornaments for every year. And it's not just one ornament for each kid. She stitches like 3 or 4 ornaments for each of her children and this girlfriend. And it's so inspiring to me. So this week she has had a lot of finishes. And so I'm pretty sure she had 2 ornaments finished for each of the boys. Not sure about the daughter. They're the girlfriend. But anyway, and then she plans to do 2 more. And she'll show you those in her plans. It's really, it so inspires me to watch her. Now, that's not to say that I'm going to get a bunch of ornaments stitched for my kids, but there's always hope. Finally, a farm girl, Gracie. She's so sweet. So run on over there and watch Gracie. She has a new release this week. Oh, and of course, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, run on over to Finally a Farm Girl. Alba Stitcher, watched her. Celeste Creates, watched her first time for a while that I've watched Celeste. She has beautiful pieces that she's working on. Cornhusk State Stitchers, always a pleasure to watch them. They are always laughing and always upbeat, really interesting. I really enjoy them. Pumpkin Hollow Stitching, I watched her. She again is one of my early morning stitchers when I get up on Saturday, or Flosstubers when I get up on Saturdays. Every other Saturday she has posted, and I love watching that early in the morning. The Contented Stitcher, Kim. Kim and I are doing a stitch along together for the Mighty Acorn. And Kim introduced us to her husband this last video, which was pretty nice. I don't think you'll ever see that happen on my video, but you never know. I love Kim's stitching. I love her. I just love everything about her. Yeah, her samplers are stunning, and the birds that she stitches, yeah, I really love Kim. And another one that I've watched is Sarah's Stitches. She's got a nice southern accent that I really like to listen to. And she's got some really cute stitching, and she also does a bit of a book review at the end of her videos, which I find very interesting. I love to read. I'm a slow reader. I shouldn't say I'm a slow reader. I usually only usually only read at night when I'm in bed. So I usually fall asleep with the book in my hand. So I don't get a whole lot of reading done. Anyway, not necessarily slow, just slow to finish a book, I guess. Anyway, those are a few that I have watched this time around. There are others, but I can't remember to write them all down. So that's it for stitching. I just have a couple of quilting things to show you. One is stitching related, so I will go ahead and do that now. I'm kind of teasing because I released these new project bags to my shop yesterday. This is Rose Fabric by Joe Morton. And then I had the bee plaids from Lori Holt, and I sold the last one of all of these this morning. So I'm sorry, but I did want to show them. Anyway, so they are gone. But I wanted to show you what I've been working on. And also quilting related, I am working on a new pattern. And I love medallion style quilts. I have one, two, three, I guess 3 medallion style quilts available in my Etsy shop. One is called Square Dancing with the Stars, one is called Journey Through Time, and one is called Evangeline's Garden. Square Dancing with the Stars, I just did that on my own. Journey Through Time was one that I'll try to, I should have had pictures of these here to show you, I'm so sorry. Journey Through Time was one that I designed for our guild back in 2013, I think it was, maybe 2012. And I had a blog then, and people from all over were following me, and so it was for our guild, but I shared it there too. So then I released it as a pattern here probably a year and a half ago, maybe. And then the Evangeline's Garden, again, when I owned a quilt shop, I did this one as a sew along monthly border of the month kind of thing. So they're there in my Etsy shop if you want to have a look at them. So I am starting a new one. Well, I shouldn't say, I'm not going to do it as a sew along. I'm going to make the quilt, then release the pattern. Then I may possibly do a sew along for that. But I often sew with leaders and enders. And these are 2 1/4 inch scraps that are cut off from my binding strips that I use. So when I'm making bags, I use 2 1/4 inch binding strips, and I always have a small piece left over. So I cut those into squares, put them in a basket, and I set them here beside my sewing machine, and I use them as leaders and enders. So I made some 4 patches, and they will be in my upcoming new pattern. So yeah, there's a big pile of them. So I just wanted to show you some of them. And yeah, I don't tend to throw much away when it comes to fabric. Little pieces, yes. I used to keep the tiniest little pieces, but if it's, 2 inches or around that now, I usually keep them and save them to put in something like this. So I have a big basket of them. After I use them, like as a leader and ender, I just keep a basket here beside my table and throw them in. And then this week I paired them up and made 4 patches out of them, which will go in this new quilt of mine, I think. Earlier this year, I started a block of the day, which was a pinwheel. Was it a pinwheel? Anyway, that went pretty good for the first few months, but I haven't had time to do anything with it since. So I have decided to revamp that the way it's laid out. I'm going to use that in this quilt too. I'm going to use those blocks in this upcoming pattern. So yeah. Anyway, that's me for today. Plans. I don't have any new haul. I do have an order coming, so I should have that to show you next time. And plans, I'm going to start working on the winter version of this one. Excuse me, gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. More project bags, more of the same. I do want to start a red sampler. I have what's it called, Tetelestai, I think. I do have that going for a red sampler, but I would like to have another one on the go. So yeah, I've got lots. There are a couple of other pieces that I want to start. I have been ordering the anniversaries of the heart charts. I think I've got 4 left to order. I would love to start that the first of the year. We'll see. I may or may not. And I showed you a few videos ago 3D Christmas tree by Victoria or Victorian Samplers. I have everything I need to start that. I kind of would like to get a start on that, but I'm not sure. That would be a really nice Christmas Day start, so we'll see. I may wait until then. But yeah, I don't have any definite starts planned for the next 2 weeks, but likely something will come up. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you have a wonderful end of August. Summer is winding down quickly here. Wharf Rat Rally, for those of you that are interested, I should have mentioned this earlier. Wharf Rat Rally is a huge motorcycle rally that happens here in Digby over Labor Day weekend. Thousands of motorcycles converge on this tiny little town. Our town of 2,600 or so. There's like 25 to 30,000 motorcycles, or I should say 25 to 30,000 extra people in town during this rally. We always make a point of going to it. Of course, this is the first one since COVID, so it's maybe not a big year. I don't know. We'll see. But there's lots of activities, lots of events, lots of vendors. So my husband loves it, and we always make a point of going in a couple of times. So I'll try to get some pictures of that to include in my next video. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's our plans for now. I think that's it. Have a great day. Happy stitching. Bye.